Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today is called Riverside Umber. As you might have guessed, it's going to be another entry into the Umber series. I actually painted this back in March and just been sitting on it. It's quite nice though. I wish I could tell you all the colors in it. I think it's yellow ochre, Mars brown, and Mars black. Mars brown, though, I'm having trouble even remembering what it's like. I guess we'll have to watch the video and learn together. I don't remember being particularly blown away by it, but whatever. I've got it in my arsenal now, and I don't know. Should the ships stop coming to the island, I have lots of tubes of umber, and I could make many umber paintings, which, to be honest, would suit me just fine. I love doing umber paintings. I have a whole backlog that, if I just put them up when I did them all, we would have been umber paintings nothing but since March. So I try to break things up for you, keep things varied. The reference image for this scene is a pictorialist photo from the turn of the 20th century, and quite a nice little photo. Of course, it didn't have some of the tones that are present in this. That Mars brown, it's kind of a red. That's right. It's very reddy, and I remember now. And it was neat. It was neat in this one, but I have those bases kind of covered with my burnt sienna already. Although that said, I should probably just throw it on the palette one day. Every pigment has its uses, but it's really good if you're starting out to start with a very limited palette, or to do things like a painting with just raw umber, yellow ochre, white, and black. You could do a ton of paintings and you get a heck of a lot of experience. It would be very valuable, mostly because the overwhelming majority of what's going to communicate information from your painting is in the value realm. Color, of course, is absolutely critical and very mysterious and much harder to teach, but you can do so much with just umbers and changing a few other elements up. And what you would learn was, really the tough things to learn, I think, are composition. As far as modulating values go, it's not that big a deal. Oh, I know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the audio. I'm hearing the audio from this video because that's actually, if you tip on over to the live area, always looking for members over there. It's pretty reasonable. It's like $5.99 a month. And I can say, you might be thinking, well, I'll pay $6 to go get an education. Well, it's kind of like that. It's also basically just supporting the channel and supporting my painting process. So I try to provide a lot of value for the $6, but it's just another way of helping me out as well too. So don't feel like and it's not like you're going to get to the members area and it's lesson after lesson. Really, the lessons, if you've been around for any time at all, I share how I paint, and I provide insights and tips into my process and painting in general. So it's not like some other painting channels on YouTube, which, gosh knows if it was, I'd probably have thousands and thousands more subscribers, which is fine. I made a decision a long time ago to do something that is sustainable for me, which is what this channel. I've been doing this since 2014 because basically I give you what I feel like giving you, and I really enjoy sharing my process and sharing tips and insights. But I don't want to be Mr. YouTube painting teacher. That's not really my goal. That said, we're working on a project that people that want to learn about painting might find very interesting and useful. I'm about, I'd say, a third of the way done with it. It's probably going to take me another year to complete it, but it's been going really well and it's very exciting. Yeah. So I think it'd probably be a good time to get back into some painting composition. I think we took a break last time and we did a lot of talking about process and stuff, and yeah, I'm just not in the mood for that today. So we're going to get back into pain, and we're going to get back into it's page 137 in his what he's calling conclusion. But as I said before, you may as well just call it everything you need to know about art to be a decent artist, because that would be just as good a name for this essay from good old Edgar Payne. And this is in the book Composition of Outdoor Painting, which if you do not own, just as soon as you're done with the video, go ahead and buy it from the Amazon overlord over there. And or if you can find it from another sort, if you can probably find it used. Even try maybe eBay or something. But if you have to, you can get it on Amazon. We're on page 137. Unity is possible in pictorial composition only through the observance of the principles that create it. Therefore, knowledge of fundamentals is the important matter to be considered. We cannot have too much knowledge of artistic essentials. Principles are always the basis of study and practice. These fundamentals are lasting, greater and more constructive than personal ideas or opinions. Unless personal ideas are in conformity with basic principles, we had best ignore them. Most of the problems in painting can be solved and originality achieved when we have a broad knowledge and respect for the purpose and importance of the principles. A familiarity with the artistic essentials does not lessen their value or evoke disrespect for these factors. As a matter of fact, art and its principles is one of the very few subjects that will stand an unlimited amount of familiarity without producing an aversion to the subject in question. In other words, you can just keep learning about it. And gosh knows I'm still learning every day. Just the painting I did over the weekend, which I'll be sharing with you real soon. Just decided, hey, what would Van Gogh do? I've been getting there. I've been getting kind of there. A lot of times I don't worry about, I sort of do my strokes and I have them either fractured and interlocked or somewhat obfuscated. But lately I've been just getting quite a lot into just dashing things off, and that's pretty fun. Just another feather in my cap, right? Or no, more accurate to say an arrow in my quiver. Yeah. Back to Edgar. The more we know of art and its factors, the greater our respect and admiration. Whenever we see a fine painting, we thoroughly appreciate the accomplishment of the artist. We admire his wisdom in selection and concept, his skill and ingenuity in execution. We know that genius, ability, perseverance, and determination have contributed towards his artistic success. That he only succeeded by an endless study of fundamentals and by continually staying with each problem until it was mastered. See what a great essay this is? Just go ahead, get the book, read the essay, and the whole book's amazing, actually. I've been focusing on this essay, and gosh knows, I'll probably just pick up some other section of the book and read from it, because it's called Composition of Outdoor Painting, but he talks about so many of the issues that are paramount to understanding and having a good comprehension of what landscape painting is and how to do it. Yeah. Anyway, we go on. The study of art does not consist in continually searching for something new in the way of principles, but rather in an intensive analysis of old principles. In other words, you can understand, it's like a helix. You understand something at one level, and then later on down the road, you understand the same thing at a much greater level. And painting's like that. That's one of the reasons why I decided that, because I was, not a painter for most of my artistic life. I was very interested in drawing and pen and ink, brush and ink. I had an interest in color, but I found that I didn't really like that watercolor effect with the pen and ink and stuff. And like so many, I was just kind of thinking oil painting was scary and not into it. So I got into doing color when I got into doing the computer and coloring my blackline work. But painting, the reason I selected painting to sort of wrap up my artistic journey, because, I'm not young. I've got maybe another 20 years in me, God willing. I'll be fascinated with painting that whole time. It's endlessly fascinating and intellectually satisfying, and actually emotionally and spiritually satisfying as well. So hopefully that's why you're here and that's why you're digging on this stuff. Anyway, let's get back to Edgar. Many students feel that once they learn the main factors, they can set them aside and search for something new. Some new secret that will make artistic procedure easy. Ha ha ha. This is a mistake. I'm always telling you. I'm always telling you. You're going, 6 minutes is up. This guy hasn't told me anything that's going to make my painting better right now. So I'm going to go to the channel with the guy who's doing this and that and the other thing. Yeah, go ahead. See you later. Smell you later. Back to Edgar. The fundamental principles should always be kept foremost in mind and studied over and over again. Whenever a new idea comes along, it should be compared with principles that govern it. If the idea is constructive, it will conform to fundamental principles. If it not, the idea should be abandoned. Selection and rejection is important in all phases of art and life, of course. Even in choosing or discarding ideas, especially in choosing or discarding ideas. Don't take anything I say at face value. Put these principles to work. Try and make yourself a little lumber painting after this video. How about it? Now, actually, we'll leave Edgar there because that's pretty much one page. I do a page at a time. Let's talk about doing a little lumber painting. So, reference. You want some reference? Well, there's tons of Pictorialist reference. You might even find the photo that I used. You can just go to Google and type in pictorialism and landscape, but I recommend just pictorialism and start looking around. Why these are good for umber studies is they will be either sepia or black and white. And you can tone them and tint them in Photoshop, or basically you just have a value map. So when you choose three colors, like in this case I chose this Mars Brown, which is very red. I had Mars Black, which is black. And, is this out of order? Oh no, we're going to be doing some glazing in a minute. Sorry, the program was acting a little weird, but that was a decent place for it to break because, what I had to do was, I had scratched the painting. You can see that. So I'm in there cleaning it up, and I figured that I would probably be doing a few other things too. I quite like this little painting. I quite like this little scene. But getting back to you doing your own thing, which is, of course, what you really care about. So, what you got? You got some raw umber. You got some burn umber. I'd say use either or. Use the raw umber, white. I like the Mars Black because it counteracts all that transparency in the raw umber, or the burn umber for that matter. You can use ivory black. You're just going to have a harder row to hoe. Titanium white, of course, will give you some opacity, but then you're looking at you only can bring in opacity from the light side and not from the dark side. It's not very balanced. So, yeah, highly recommend Mars Black if you're going to do umber studies. It took me about 3 or 4 in before I had that epiphany, and it was such a good thing I did. Yeah, you see I'm doing a few things. That's why I say, you always want to wait to put that painting back up the easel. You won't be able to leave things alone, but it's all good. I didn't ruin it, Yeah, I like small size, 5x7. Don't make it a big project because, it's not. Does the world need another umber painting? I don't know if the world needs any painting. Probably not. But the idea for you would be, enjoy the umber, enjoy the earth tones. Mostly you're working with values, and you have a limited bit of what you can do with color. You might have cools. You can get cools with the blacks. You get warms with the umbers and the white. Go to town. Anyway, video over. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Go check out the members area. Join and support me. Help me out. And until I come back with another video, do me a favor. Do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones. Love your enemies, and stay out of trouble.